Yes. Oh, I'm back. My bad. Hey, welcome to No Cuff No Chain podcast where we keep it real, authentic, challenge perspectives, educate the past, present, and future generations. This is your host, though, Black.
And your host, Liv. How y'all feeling?
Man, what's good, man? What's good?
Not much, man. Ready to get this episode started, man. I'm excited
Yeah,
about this one.
yeah, man. Me too. Me too, man. Jumping straight into it, man. Just to for the people to know, um, started No Cuffs No Chains during COVID, what 2020, like the nonprofit part of it.
Exactly.
Before I moved it to I was like, you know what, I'm finna put this name with everything. You know what I'm saying? It was brought to me from the mother of my child. You know what I'm saying? She brought it to me and I was like, yo, I love that name. And I was like, you know what, we finna brand on this name. And then I started thinking about it. I said, man, turn this to a nonprofit to help prison reform, veterans, and kids that's in the foster home that's getting released from foster care, to advocate and help these individuals in many ways that, when many ways is possible because I feel like they get left behind.
Hmm.
And so I was like, "Hey, you know what, let me start a nonprofit doing this." So to connect this, I was like, okay, let's start a podcast with it and talk about topics that people, I guess, veer away from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like this topic today that we're gonna get into a little bit in a few seconds right here. We're gonna bring on our guest. Is one of them topics. You know what I'm saying? One of them touchy things that I like discussing, but I get angry with too. You know what I'm saying? Because I be so passionate about it. And when I be hearing stories and I hear certain things that happens within the prison system. So we're going into the prison system and things like that, talk about how injustice and justice acts and shit goes on, you know what I'm saying, behind closed doors that we don't know nothing about. Like people like me and you don't really know. We just hear, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's good to hear those stories. This shit pisses me off. So I like talking about this shit because you need to bring awareness to it. You know what I'm saying? And Leah, I appreciate you bringing on Mr. Eric. We're finna bring him in right now. Mr. Eric can introduce himself. Um, right now, we're gonna bring him in right now. Mr. Eric, how you doing?
Hey man, I'm doing great, man. How you gentlemen doing?
We
I'm
good. We
doing
good.
well, man. Well.
You
Okay.
can you can introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Eric Richardson. Um, I'm 50 years old at this current time.
I just had a
Uh,
birthday, right?
Oh,
yeah,
happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Friday just passed. Yeah,
That's awesome, man.
yeah, that's my first birthday out in 24 and a half years.
Wow.
Oh
Right.
man.
Yeah, so I was originally sentenced to a 35-year sentence in federal prison for nonviolent drug crime. And
Mm,
I had to serve 24 and a half years day for day on it. It was fortunate that I got 7 years off me.
mm-hmm,
I kept fighting my case.
mm-hmm.
If I wouldn't have got those 7 years off me, my release date would have been 2031.
Wow.
So I did. I was arrested and indicted in 1999.
Damn.
Right, and I failed during the what you call the drug war.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
crack was at its highest peak in the 90s. The
Mm-hmm,
law was passed by Nancy Reagan and Ronald Reagan, and they thing was to clean up the inner cities of crack dealers.
mm-hmm,
And at that time, when you young, you weren't familiar with the law, so you had no knowledge, right?
Yeah.
You ignorant to the drug laws that was getting passed at the time.
mm-hmm,
So it was in effect for about 10 years once I got caught,
mm-hmm,
and so happened if you got caught with 1 gram of crack, you were sentenced to what you call a 100-to-1 ratio, saying that 1 gram of crack is equivalent to 100 grams of powder. All right, y'all follow me?
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
If you get caught with 100 grams of powder, you would get the same sentence if you got caught with 1 gram of crack.
Damn.
Yeah. So that gave you a sentence 100 times severe. And
Wow.
I didn't, I was 25. I didn't know that. So I got
Mhm.
caught with 251 grams of crack. So times that by 100.
Wow.
That's how much drugs let the government said I possess. 250,000 grams.
Wow.
Yeah. And I said wow too, so I chose to go to trial. Like, hey man, no, that's
Yeah.
not right. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And when you go to trial and you lose, they feel as though, who are you, young black guy out the inner city trying to
Mhm.
government, and you lost? I tell you what, we're gonna give you 35 years. Normally they give you life, but they made a mistake in my situation on my sentencing provision. So
Mhm.
they was upset about that, so they gave me 35. And that's how I wound up doing 24 and a half years day for day.
Dang.
Wow,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And
That's
and
what it's crazy because we just had an episode previous to this about politics and laws and how we're unaware of what's going on, or when we do vote, we're not aware of what we're voting for. Some people don't vote at all. So
Right.
it's ironic that we just, because I had no idea. Even saying I had no idea about the sentencing or what the law was about that, and that's things that we just look over. Like we
Hmm.
Mhm.
just, we got a president, and that's it. We
Yeah.
not aware of what laws are getting passed or what they're doing in Congress or things of that nature. So, and plus in 1999, I don't even probably like 14, 13, something like that. So
Hmm.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It was, and it's not. It was a lot of us, even adults back then. We didn't know the law, right?
yeah,
We didn't know the law, so you had a lot of guys my age and older, in the streets, selling it, saying, "Hey, I'm not flying it over here, so I ain't gonna get no 35 years, no life sentence for it."
yeah,
So the type of money I'm making, hey, I can take a 10-year sentence. You thinking that's what you're gonna get at the most.
yeah,
Yeah.
And that's on the state level, of course. But not knowing federal law, once the federal government gets you, that time triple,
Yeah.
or in some cases mandatory life sentence just
yeah.
for
That's
drugs.
yeah, exactly. That's pretty crazy. You can get a life sentence for
Mhm.
that's wild, man.
Mhm. Mhm.
Man.
Yeah. And doing that much time, getting sentenced to that much time as a young kid, because that's all I was, a kid,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? You in a foreign place. Yeah, I mean, you're not familiar, versus you get state time. You'll go to a place where you probably know a couple of your homies,
Mm.
out of the projects,
Yeah.
out your hood. But
hmm
when you go into the federal system, like I said, as a kid,
Mhm.
they sending you. I'm from Florida. They sending you way to New Jersey or California, and you don't know nobody.
yeah,
Yeah.
You're in a maximum security prison. You don't know nobody, and it gets to be some people. They can't take it, and
Mhm.
they find themselves joining gangs. Some
hmm
people get on medication, mental medication to cope. You
Yeah.
know, but some like myself, we turn a negative to a positive. We use it as a university. We going there to find self first.
Yeah.
Whether it be through religion or just uh, just trying to educate yourself, knowing what you're good at, and
Mhm.
try to build on that. So when you get out, you almost have a master degree in what you know.
yeah,
Mhm.
You don't have to go to college, right, to get a master degree. You can just study your craft and that that you had from a kid, and you can
hmm
Yeah.
just use that time to just build on that, and you'll get out and you'll perfect your craft out here. And that's
Mhm.
what some of us did. You had some, like I said, went to gangs or went to prescription medication to deal with it. And
Mhm.
those are the ones you may see what you call repeated offenders going back and forth because they never utilized that time
Yeah.
correctly. Yeah.
yeah. But that's a challenge within itself to go in there and even on the outside when you to try to be focused on something on a craft and stay focused and do that. But when like you said, you in a place where you don't know anybody and it's a lot more hostile in there. It's not
Oh
like
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not like here where you can stay focused, you can, avoid distraction. Like you said, you're in a maximum security prison. So every day waking up, go to sleep, you in like, hell. Like you in a situation
Yeah.
where you don't want to be in, and people are, constantly distracting you, where you feel like I would imagine like you feel like you need to try to like do something, or it's hard to it's I can see distractions here, and it's like in there I can only imagine what it would be like every day, 24 hours a day, waking up, going to sleep, to you
Wow,
know it takes a toll on you mentally, like
it do. It do. If
And
you don't,
yeah.
what you was finna say, brother?
Oh no, no, go ahead, finish. Then I'll ask right after you done.
It do if you don't. They can lock the body up, all right,
Mhm,
but they can't lock the mind up unless you allow it.
mhm,
So when the judge gave me 35 years, I turned around and looked at my mom. I looked at my children's mother. I was like, wow. I said,
mhm.
my mom ain't raised me like this, right?
Yeah.
And I refuse to go into the system and allow that to define me.
Mhm.
And I come out a beast. You know what I'm saying? In a
yeah,
negative way, right? So I
Yeah.
say, man, that day when I got sentenced, I made my mind up. This is the day I got to turn my whole thought process around. I got to do a 180-degree turnaround, right? Some guys don't do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
The majority of guys, when they get sentenced, the first thing they do as men, they cry. I seen it. I
Mhm.
refuse to cry. Even though I caught that time, I wasn't gonna let them see me cry. Right.
Yeah.
But a lot of dudes cry right then.
Mhm.
Then they go back into the holding cell and they give up.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it. I can't put it no other way. They just give up. They feel as though everything is gone. Everything is they done lost their girl. They done lost everything they stand on. So they give up. And
Yeah.
with that mindset, that just leads you to destruction, self-destruction,
Yeah.
when you just give up. But in my mind, when they gave me that time, I said, nah, I ain't gonna let this define me, man. I'm finna fight every day. I gotta get up out of here, man. I got 4 sons.
Yeah.
I got a beautiful lady. I got a mom out here, man. I got to get the hell up out of here. Right?
Yes, sir.
And I say the same way I played the streets, trying to make me a little lick coming up in the drug game. I got to do the same thing, applying myself to the law. I got to learn this law like I learned the streets.
Yeah.
And I got to use their technique to get up out of here.
yeah,
I
Mhm.
don't care how much time it take, right? So that's what I went in with. And once I got to the prison that they designated me to, I'm like, whoa, you right? I'm a
Yeah.
kid. I'm 25.
Mhm.
Imagine when you was 25. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I'm like, whoa. So a part of me wanted to go to this Florida clique. That's a
Mhm.
gang. You got Florida, you got DC, you got California. 300 dudes. A part of me wanted to, hey man, god damn, this too many people on this compound. There's 2,000 people.
yeah,
Mhm.
So I'm like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. I got to get out of prison. I got to focus.
Yeah.
And a lot of dudes don't do that. 90% of the dudes don't do that.
Mhm.
You know, they they waddle in it. They waddle in their circumstances, and they make a way of life out there living.
Yeah.
And that's the messed up part about the system. That's why you have so many brothers in there stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And you speak of while you speaking, it just put me in the mind because me personally, I never been in the system in that system, thank God. But my dad was in there at 22 years.
Hmm.
My brother, he had what 10, and then we got a good friend of ours right now that's serving Alvin. He's serving 30. He got
Wow.
sentenced 30
Okay.
30 as a kid, his first offense. He serving 30 for the guy said kidnapping with a firearm, but his firearm was registered. So I
Hmm.
just had you speaking. I've just had this convo with him yesterday, because he had messaged me, and I was like, "Dude, you got to stay strong, but you also can't be delusional at the same time and thinking this attorney fighting this case for you, and to keep getting denied, denied, denied." I said,
Hmm.
"What is really going on? You need to tell me everything so we can find you a new attorney or something." And he was
Hmm.
like, "Man, she just telling me it's gonna work out. It's gonna work out." But I'm like, "Dude, you don't." get trapped in that. You know what I'm saying? Getting trapped
Right.
in that mindset and get stuck there. And he's like, "What
Right.
else I'm gonna do? Like, I just only can go for what she said." I said, "But you got other
Wow.
people, loved ones out here would help you." But you saying
Hmm.
stuck in that mindset. I'm like, wow, I see where his mind is at. Like he just like, hey, I'm just gonna go off her word and just it is what it
That's
is.
that's it can be a bittersweet situation, right?
Mhm.
And when you're in a situation like that, because you don't see, being in that system for years, you see some attorneys that's appointed to you. They do a fine job. They do a good job, and they get some dudes out. But you
Mhm.
have some attorneys, like you said, they just go through the process and
Yeah.
don't give a damn about you, right?
Mhm.
Just put anything on the paper. But the most important thing, you got to understand what you're in there for, and you got to know the law that's behind it. So when that attorney that you have draft that motion up, you got to
Mhm.
understand their language. You got to
Yeah.
understand your crime. You got to understand the cases that help you and the cases that's not helping you. How do you do it? You got to go and read those cases that they put in that motion, right?
Yeah.
And that's what he have to do. He have to do his due diligence,
Yeah.
right?
And I
So
and yep.
yeah, he would know. He would
Mhm.
know. He would know she just not, or he or she is just not putting nothing on a piece of paper, sending it to the court. That's why
Yeah.
he keep getting denied, keep getting denied, keep getting denied. But a lot of brothers, it irritates us at first to
Mhm.
start studying law because you from the streets, right?
Yeah.
Most of us just know how to jack, rob or cook dope or sell dope. We ain't
Hmm.
go to no fucking Harvard. You know what I'm saying? We ain't go to Princeton, so that law thing is so foreign that when you go in that law library, your damn hair go falling out trying to study this law. So a lot
What?
of brothers just say, "Hey, man, I'm not finna. I'm just let this lawyer." But that's the wrong approach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to get in the mud with that shit.
Mhm.
You got to understand what they putting on the paper.
Yep.
So when she send or he send that motion to you, and you read it, you can say, "Hey, man, hold up, hold up, hold up. This ain't no, no. This is what you should. I'm gonna send you my motion, and you just
Yeah.
add to it."
Yeah.
That's
Eh,
what I had to do plenty of times. So that's one of the problems we have as black men inside that system.
Yeah. And that's
Not
go ahead.
taking the initiative to do your due diligence.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
That
that's what
yeah.
go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, that can still apply to the outside too. Like not doing, the things you need to do. Like you just
Yeah.
leaving it up to chance to like, oh, like they got it, I'm gonna handle it. It's gonna work out. And it's like you're not doing putting in the work. You got to put
Yeah.
in the work.
Now my perspective on that, just imagine when I came, when I went in, they didn't have smartphones.
Mhm.
I had a flip phone, a
Mhm.
AT&T flip phone, right? It wasn't no computers in no houses in the inner city. A computer, what the hell? You like the Huxtables, right? so
Yeah.
so I get out. Not only do they have smartphones, but shit, like my wife, she got a whole setup of computers. So I'm like, okay. But my thing was when I went in, I kind of like foreseen everything. I said, I'm gonna get out of here one day. And I
Mhm.
know once I get out, I got to be what? Computer savvy.
Yeah.
I got to know something about computers.
Mhm.
So they have these what you call industries that uh, supply workforce. They pay you like 85 cents an hour, right? And it's like slave wage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
But
sure.
but you can go in there and he'll whip the pay. You saying that to yourself? I need to learn,
Yeah.
Mhm.
whether it be some type of trade, far as whatever they got going. Where I was at, they built office furniture for the government, for the Social Security building, for Pentagons, for overseas, anywhere we have military bases stationed at, or any type of government building. We
Mhm.
built what you call office furniture. We built cubicles. So they had all types of machines in there that you could have learned, CNCs and edge band machines. So I started from the labor part because
Mhm.
I say, worst case scenario, I leave out here knowing one of these machines, right?
Hmm.
But my goal was to get into the office and learn computers because that's the way of the world. And
Yeah.
I had enough time to do it. I worked my way from the bottom I was over the whole 350 dudes on the floor in 18 months, and I slid in the office and became the head dude over the whole factory. I
Mm,
learned the computers that good, right? So when I got out, it was like, okay, I'm pretty sharp at what I know. You know what I'm saying? Just put
mm,
one in front of me. I can adapt.
Yeah.
But a lot of dudes, like I say, they don't spend that time to do that. They'll
yeah.
hit they'll hit the rec yard, they'll go hang out with the fellas, they smoke their weed, they K2, whatever. They saying they just trying to avoid from learning and doing time. So when they get out, that that process of trying to apply themselves is foreign
Mhm.
to them. They don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
They don't know
Yeah.
how to do it. And that's how you see a lot of brothers can't do resumes, can't find jobs that's gonna be helpful enough for them to make it out here.
Mm,
Um, they ain't gonna find a good woman because their vocabulary, they never took time out to kind of expand that. That
yeah.
come through communicating with officers,
Mhm.
with guys that's like-minded, right? So they never took the time out to do none of that. So what happened is they'll get out here and they go dealing with like-minded dudes,
Mhm.
most likely the ones that's still in the street, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's how it go. Yeah, that's how it go. Yeah.
So you touched on it a little bit, getting to the question part of it. You touched on it a little bit. What as you see for yourself, because you getting out, what was your biggest challenge? What was your biggest challenges when once you came home? You touched on it a little bit as you was talking.
My biggest challenge
Mhm,
was tr- uh uh getting my family. This was the biggest, and it's still a challenge to this day,
mhm.
getting my family to get to know the new Eric, right?
Okay.
My wife, my sons, they know
Mhm.
the old Eric, the Eric that had the hooked up car, the Eric that sold drugs, the Eric that smoked the weed, the Eric
Yeah.
that did the cheating. That's the Eric they know.
Mhm.
You know, now to get them to know the new Eric, the guy that want to be a father, the guy that's want to be a granddad, the guy that want to work, the guy that want to provide, the guy that want to be faithful. That's something they looking at like, nah, I don't believe this. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
even my family, they don't believe it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But doing that much time, it's a proverb. They say, raise a child in the way he's supposed to go. When he get old, he will not depart from
Depart
it.
from it. Yep.
So I come from a good household. My mother never been in trouble. My dad never been in trouble. I started getting in trouble at the age of 17. And
Mhm.
I got raised. I graduated from high school. I was an athlete all through high school. I had a scholarship. I just made some bad decisions at the age of 17. But I did get raised in a good household. So once I got that time, it gave me enough time to examine myself and find out, hey, man, this how I was raised.
Mhm.
I want the family. I want to be the provider. I want to be married. I want all these things. So when I get out, I have to work on those things, right?
Yeah.
And I have to change who my identity. Only thing a person know about me is drug dealer, street
Mhm.
dude. I have to change that all the way around. And that's what I had to do, man. So it's still a challenge, like I said, because
Mhm.
everybody's still looking at me like, is this,
The same dude, same
you
Was
know
it?
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah. But far as when it comes to working,
Mhm.
I didn't look at that as a challenge because I'm a work. I'm a go getter.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna hire me.
Yeah.
I didn't look at that as a challenge. I knowed I was gonna get a job.
Mhm.
I knowed I was gonna get a job, right?
Mhm.
So I didn't look at that as a challenge. Um, far as just the challenge to me is just was getting my family back acclimated to getting
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
know me. That's the challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I th-
So, my bad, Liv. You finna
no,
say
go
something?
ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
I got a follow-up question with that just came to me. Because like I said, you got a nonprofit. Did you have any type of support to help with that transition back to society?
Yeah, 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 I did. So my whole time I was in, I had a A plan and a B plan, right?
Mhm,
So my A plan was this. I save up every penny I can, and like I said, they pay you 85 cents an hour, right? And I wind up being the head dude over everything, so I went up to $1.30 an hour.
mhm,
So that's roughly probably we get paid every month. That's roughly like $250 a month. So in my spare time when I get off of work, I cut hair on the compound. I'm a
oh,
barber. So I may make that month just cutting hair. I may make $250, maybe $500.
mhm,
Because you cutting
Mm.
hair for mailing stamps. You got to change the stamps over to money, right? So in a month's time, I may have $500 on my books. So I'm gonna save $400 of that and live
mhm,
off 100. My A plan is this here. I leave out of prison with $25,000, right? I'm cool. I can find me a apartment, a little one bedroom apartment, get me some transportation, get me a job. I'm cool.
mhm,
And I'll just maintain off that little funds right there until I save up a little bit more to do better.
mhm,
Cause I'm assuming my mom gonna die while I'm in there, my dad gonna die while I'm in there, my wife gonna leave me. So
mhm.
with me thinking like that, I only put myself in a position to depend on me,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? Because if I would have, just would have said, okay, my lady gonna be there when I get out, my mom and them gonna be, I would have dropped the ball,
yeah.
Mm.
right?
Okay.
Gotcha.
Because you try to think that it's gonna be somebody out here to help you, and if
Hmm.
Mhm,
they're not there, you done prepare for something that's you know
Not there. Yeah.
not there. So in my mind, I'm saying, okay, when I get out in 2031, nobody ain't gonna be there. So I need to prepare myself.
yeah.
That was plan A. Okay, not knowing, all right, I had a girlfriend at the time that I was with before I came to prison. She was determined not to leave, right?
Mhm.
Even I tried to push her away while I was in there. I tried to, hey man, hey, leave me alone, leave me. You
That's
know,
a
she
blessing.
she wouldn't go nowhere. So she helped me. She did a lot, man. She helped me, prepare myself mentally. She helped me stay mentally stable while I was doing that time. She kept me focused on family oriented type of situations. She kept me involved. She kept me in the loop. She came to see me. I basically raised my boys from a prison system, and when I got home, she was there for me too, for establishing credit. If I needed help, finding something to purchase. She know I had my own money, but she was there to just point me in the right directions. A lot of
Mm,
people don't have that.
yeah.
Yeah. That's a
A
fact.
lot of people don't have that. My
Real.
mom, like I say, by the time I got out, my mom died.
Oh, no.
My
Sorry to
Wow.
hear
step
that.
my stepdad who raised me died. Him and my mom was married for like 30 years. My real father died. So now look, it was a blessing that I prepared myself, like I
Yeah.
said, from because they wasn't there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now my lady there though, she's still there. Hey, when I walked out those gates, she was right there to pick me up. So I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
And that shit was like yesterday when I got locked up. Felt like when I went out there to hug, I'm like, damn, look like I just came in this shit yesterday. And you here to, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
Yeah.
don't, know if, I don't know if y'all can understand that philosophy, but it was like,
Yeah, yeah.
Like time pause for you.
that's it, man. And it's like
Mhm.
the 24 years was, it just, it just went by so quick because I had her there, the whole bed,
Mhm.
seeing me, picking up the phone, letters, kids. And when she was out there to pick me up, it was like, wow. And she still looked like the girl I had when I was 25.
Yeah.
And she looked at me, she said, damn, look like you the same dude I had once I put on the street clothes when you was 25. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So we like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know? So the shit was like, man, it was mind blowing.
Yeah.
And with that, she had done prepared, she had done positioned herself like I had done basically positioned myself mentally to be prepared for when I get out. She had done position herself out here to make my walk easier.
That's a
See?
blessing.
Yeah, see, and like I said, a lot of guys don't have that, especially
Mhm.
after doing the time I did.
Yeah,
The average dude do 24 and a half years.
Yeah, that's
Nobody's
done
out,
for.
yeah.
nobody's out here for him. So I count that as a blessing. I don't take it for granted. You know, um, every day I wake up, I try to just say nice things to her, man. Because without her,
Mhm,
I think that my walk in prison would have been a little different,
mhm.
right? And my reentry would have been a little different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. That ain't no that ain't no guess for sure would have been different. Like you
Right.
said,
yeah.
you already had your plan, and unfortunately, a lot of those things did fall into fruition. So a
Hmm.
lot of those things did happen. And like you
Hmm.
said, when I just to speak on that a little bit, my uncle, he, you know, um, same situation. Well, not same charge, but similar situation. He ended up doing a lot of time, and when he got out, he was preparing himself. To same thing. Like he had a plan, and
Hmm.
his mentality was he wanted to. Well, from what I perceived, like his mentality was he trying to catch up. He lost that time, so he trying to, fast forward. Like I was, 20 something when I got out. So I need to be at the average, I need to be living like the average 50-year-old right now
Hmm.
since I did that time. So he was trying to, and when he got out, it's not like it was, it wasn't,
Right.
he had a lot of support. He had a lot of, you know, we all was there, we all was there to help him,
Hmm.
get a phone, get himself situated, get your clothes good, we was
Hmm.
all there, helping him out. But he just felt like he didn't want to live with, his parents because he felt like, well, I can't, I'm too old for this. I got
Yeah.
me. So he tried to, and it's just a different situation, different mentality. It just shows you like how mentality changes. And he ended up going, unfortunately, back to the things he was doing before, and he
Yeah.
got, very shortly after he got released, he got put right back in there because he felt like it was too slow. Like the things he wanted it wasn't going as quickly as he wanted it to go. And
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
felt like people were looking at him differently. Like, just
Yeah.
like you say,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
he wanted to be a new person. And it's like
Mhm.
people not perceiving him as that new person. People still perceiving him as
Yeah. That
people
was,
from the outside, his friends,
hmm.
and then you get that influence to that. Okay, man.
Hmm.
They
And
like,
I'm sorry to hear that, but I know as men we have what you call we have pride and we have an ego.
yeah,
And
Mhm.
I know you guys done heard we have to put that to the side.
yeah,
And that come with maturity, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Which is
lot
a
of
very
men.
hard thing to do. It ain't
Yes, I was
easy.
finna say there's a lot of men would not do that. And that's something I had to do in there. So it was like practice for me in there.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
I know what I was gonna face when I got out. You
Mhm.
know, I was at a certain level on the street when I was young, from the age of 20 to 25. I had more money than the average 20, 25-year old ever thought of, or ever a 50-year-old ever thought of, right?
Hmm.
I spent money how I wanted. I drove how I wanted. Hey, but I
Yeah.
know once I got out, right, I wasn't gonna be that dude. I
Yeah.
wasn't gonna have that money. So, mentally, the process had to start while I was in there. I got to put this pride, this ego shit to the side.
Yeah.
Okay, how you gonna do that, Eric? When you get in there, dudes gonna try to influence you. Dudes gonna try to put you up on a pedestal because they know how you was on the street. They're gonna
Mm.
try to get you involved in shit you know, that potentially will lead to you having the same ways that you had on the street. They want you
Mhm.
to corner some off in prison, a whole market or K2 or whatever in prison, you know, to keep
Yeah.
your little reputation up. No, no, no. I ain't finna do that shit. That's what I'm
Yeah.
Yeah.
saying in my mind, right? Because
Mhm.
I know I have to change. I got to change. So okay, you can look at me how you want to, bro. Just don't touch me.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm finna stay in my lane over here. So that pride came with that. That
Mm.
ego came with that. Some people can't do that.
Yeah.
They got to participate, right?
Yeah.
So it made it a lot easier for me once I got out
Yeah.
to get a job paying me $20 some an hour, driving a little Altima, it made it easier for me to do that with
Mhm.
pride because I
Yeah.
know if I chose to go the other route
Hmm.
and try to play catch up,
Mm.
where it was gonna lead me to.
Yeah.
It's like a hole in that sidewalk. I will fall right back down in that same hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I refuse to do that. You know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean? And I realize now that the things I've been doing since I've been home, the going out on dates, the family nights, you know, the just the family orientated things I've been doing with my family,
Mm.
I have been, I've been doing more, I mean, good things with my family than I did when I was a drug boy, right?
Mhm.
And
Mm.
I have gained more from working than I did when I was a drug boy, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
And I sleep more in peace, right? than I was a drug dude.
Yeah.
I go to bed, I sleep so goddamn good. Versus when I was a drug dealer, I go to
Yeah.
sleep, I'm paranoid. I'm thinking the motherfucker finna kick my door in. I'm thinking the police might arrest come. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of stuff I don't even have to worry about.
Yeah.
Versus when I was living the life of crime.
Yeah.
So if they only know, if they put their pride and ego to the side, man, life is so much sweeter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just give it a just give it just one shot. They'll realize
Yeah.
that. Just be
Yeah.
patient. Everything gonna come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm working on that. Working on we say with individual inside, we working on that every day on outside. You know,
Yeah.
and putting that pride to the side. You be like, oh, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you have to do it, bro.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
do it and it just it's a character builder.
Yeah.
It make you look at yourself more. You I call that walking in your manhood when you do that.
Mhm.
Mm, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
You walking in your manhood when you can say, you know something, I ain't gonna even when it come to your insecurities,
Yeah.
right? I got a fine ass old lady. And for me
Hmm.
to just get out of prison, right? And I'm saying, God damn, baby, I'm saying them hips and her ass and shit.
Yeah.
You been in prison so long, you want to try to hold on, cuff that, don't go nowhere. Nah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
pride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put that shit, okay, you know what I'm saying? And you
Mhm.
feel more secure in your
Yeah.
manhood.
Yeah.
You know what
Most
I'm
definitely.
saying? So
And
yeah.
we wanna also too, we wanna applaud your wife because man, for to
Yeah.
stick with you, like
She a soldier.
man, women nowadays
That's what
doing
I was just about to say that. You
She's a
ain't that's a
she, she's a
drop in
queen.
the ocean, man.
She's a
what?
queen. She's a fucking
What?
soldier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, she's a
That
soldier. She's a queen. Yeah.
that's a blessing. That's a real deal blessing to have that.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Yeah. I
thing.
used to what made me realize what I didn't know what I had when I was out. Me and her
Mhm.
had been knowing each other since high school. We had started dating right after high school.
Uh-huh.
She was like, we moved in, she was like 18, I was 19. We moved in our place and shit. And I was so busy in the streets I couldn't see what I had.
Yeah.
Right. So when I caught this when I got locked up, I told her, I said, man, I said, go on, man. I said, "Yeah, I'm finna catch a lot of time. Go on here, man. Go on with your life." She
Mhm.
like, nah, I ain't through with you. Right? I'm
Mm.
like, what the fuck? You ain't through with me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so as years went, I'm in my mind, I'm giving her like 5 years.
Mhm.
I say in about 5 years, she'll been in love. Shit, years went by. And after my 10th year, I said, oh, she here to stay. She here
Man.
to stay. Okay, I got you. I
Yeah.
said, I'm finna ride with you now. I'm finna fall back. I'm finna figure this shit out, try to get
Yeah.
out. You know what I mean? And that's when I went really getting to know her. Went
Mhm.
start studying her personality,
Mhm.
her womanhood. I figured out how loyal she was, how much of a woman she is. You know what I'm saying? How faithful she is.
Yeah.
How smart she is. You know, I looked at her and seen how sexy she was because she come in that visitation sometime. I'd be like, man, shit, I done lost this pretty fine mother. God damn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for her to be there when I got out and to hold me, I was like, shit, she became my superwoman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Trying to,
So,
man.
shit, yeah, it's a blessing, man. A lot of that, man. Dudes don't have that, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
Dudes don't
right.
have when I tell dudes I'm finna go to visit. Every time I come from visit, them clowns ask me, man, who it was? Nigga, who the fuck you think it was? My fucking wife, nigga, my lady.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I was proud to say that. After
Yeah.
yeah,
18 years, 19 years, 20 years, 21 years,
yeah,
right? Still coming. That's my
I
wife
mean,
out there.
applaud you, man, for like that's a hard thing to do, man, to stay disciplined and stay focused. For 24 years, man. Like you got to shout out to yourself, man. Like
yeah,
to
for
to
real.
stick to the plan,
The
to
consistency.
yeah,
Never
and to come out and
listen,
just be like, I'm
never
gonna
got
still
in no
do
trouble.
it.
Never got in no trouble in there.
Mm,
You know how hard that was to do?
I can
yeah,
I can only
I had
imagine.
I had to learn to disengage dudes with words. Cause you come across the most ignorant, the most violent dudes there is. You can't even turn the TV without it being a stabbing. You can't even cut through the commissary line without a fight. If it's a workout bench, this dude probably been there and walked away. You don't know he had the bench. You go in there and try to work out on it. He come back. It's a fight, right? So now you have to think for other dudes because if you don't, it's gonna be a stabbing or it's gonna be a fight. So
Yeah,
I learned just to navigate through there, just how to disengage dude with words.
yeah,
mhm,
You know, arguing I try not to do at all because I know
yeah,
my temple, right? So and that was a character builder because I apply that out here.
hmm
mm,
It's crazy out here.
yeah.
I used I used to watch the news. I say, man, they killing.
What?
So now I get out here, I'm on high alert. Any situation I get into, I'm trying to say, hey, if I offended you, bro, I apologize. Right?
yeah.
That's how you have to do it.
Yeah,
That's how you have to do it. Yeah. hmm And
All right. Oh, you got question number two?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So he really, every question he done, bam, bam, bam.
Yeah,
Touched on.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there
Yeah.
just like, dang, he getting every one. I like it though. I like it.
Yeah.
So you even just touched on this question right here. You said that some of the challenging. Would you say that those was the most challenging of like avoiding getting to the negativity, the arguments and things within the prison system? Because trying to walk these people down, what it was like in there to keep people up out of there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing about that, everybody is everybody is upset in there, right?
Mhm,
They mad. It's
mhm,
no getting up saying, okay, good morning, bro.
mhm,
Right? If I see you out here, the first thing I may tell you, hey, bro, what's up? Good morning. If we finna go to work or something, all right?
hmm
And there is no good morning.
yeah,
Everybody looking at you, they mad.
mhm,
But what you can't do, you can't have that spirit in you.
mhm.
Even though they ain't saying good morning, you still, as a man, you still got to say, okay, how y'all brothers doing? Good morning. Come on, keep it pushing.
Yeah.
And you build on that. You build on that. And a person gonna know you. They gonna understand your character then. So the ones who own that but scared to come out and be that type of person, they
Mm,
gonna gravitate to you.
hmm
yeah.
And when you say good morning, they gonna say good morning, bro. And those are the ones you're gonna associate yourself with. The ones who haven't allowed that system to define them or to get their mind, right?
Mhm,
And other challenges is just finding your craft in there, man. Whether it be working, because they have programs in there where you can do electrical,
mhm,
carpentry, air conditioner, ACN, plumbing, whatever your craft is. You can't allow no influence to stop you from trying to learn something.
yeah,
Because dudes, I heard one dude say he was from Miami. He was like 55 years old, maybe 60 years old. He see this young guy out his neighborhood. This guy had to be about 25, 26. He was going to the education building. He's trying to get his GED. So his homeboy from Miami It was early one morning.
Mm,
I'm walking to work. This guy walking to education. So his homeboy stopped him and say, "Hey, boy, where you finna go? Let's go to the yard." He say, "No, man, I got to go to school. I got to, I'm getting my GED." He say, "Niggas out of Scots don't get no fucking GED in prison, nigga. What the fuck time you on?"
mm,
I'm ear hustling. I say, now this dude's 60 years old. He
yeah.
telling a 25-year-old this. I said, wow, the jit kept pushing it though. He getting there.
Mm,
But
Hmm.
that's hard when you got a 60-year-old dude who you looking at as an elder or
Hmm.
somebody, supposed to be positive in your life to tell you some shit like that.
Yeah,
yeah.
to tell you to do the opposite of what you trying to do.
Yeah. So that's a challenge alone to a lot of people.
Yeah.
They don't want to look like no Mark or no, you know, dude trying to do right. They want to look tough. Okay, well, let's go to the yard. Let's go chill.
Mm,
That's what.
Nah.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. How did you navigate that? Because I know in that, well, I don't know, but like I can get a feeling in that situation, like people try to, I feel like they'll try you more because they feel like, all right, well, he ain't, or they see you doing, even out here, that people see you doing better.
Yeah.
They don't like that, and these people not even in close quarters. You're not even going. You might not even see them every day, but this is a person you see every day, and they seeing you. Okay, you better in yourself. You trying to do you doing the right thing. So how is it a situation where they try to like physically hinder you from being better?
So
because
the
of jealousy.
same energy I used on the street to do the negative, I stand
Mhm.
on what I stand on the street. I mean, I had about 10 dudes up under me on the streets that I used to get shit to. And
Hmm.
I stand on that shit. Hey man, where my motherfucking money at? Right?
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm like, hey man, go handle this, go do that. I stand on the negative when I was out here. When I went in there and said I was gonna do right, you have to stand on that.
Yeah.
When you got to look a dude square, and man, what the? No, you disrespecting me. No, I'm finna. No, I'm going over here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm going to school. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Matter of fact, bro, don't even come around me. No, you have to stand on that, and that's the
yeah,
only way they're gonna respect you. When
yeah,
you wavering, that's when they're
mm,
gonna try you.
Mhm.
Yeah, you have to stand on because all us men. You may be
Yeah.
younger than me, but you're a man.
yeah,
Yeah.
And you capable of doing anything to a person that a dude double your age will do. So don't think because you young you can't stand on that.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was my approach from day one. I'm in my own lane. Even if they tried me, I'm like, no, bro. No, I'm finna go to work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, I don't smoke weed. No,
Mhm.
I don't rep no, I don't flag, I don't rep no gangs. No, I'm from Florida. I'm from Orlando. My name Eric.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right? You have to stand on it. That's it.
Yeah. Stand on
Yeah.
business, like they say.
That's it.
And
That's right. That's right. Hmm.
mhm.
Yeah.
So I got another question for you. During your time, going through your trial and things like that, what was some difficult challenges going through that time during that process? Were they was it just
Yeah, it was difficult. I'm finna go back to what you said that one of your family members are facing now.
Mhm.
It's the law. I didn't know the law. Guess
Yeah.
what? I had to lean on the lawyer. Anything she told me, I believe.
Yeah.
Until I realized it was just kangaroo court when it was all over. This bitch sunk me.
Mhm.
Right? Yeah, that was the biggest challenge. Trying to figure out because it's happening so fast. And they talking in a lingo I'm not
Mhm.
familiar with.
Yeah.
They saying United States Code 18 USC, woo woo woo. And I'm like, what the fuck?
yeah,
And the law library was the size of your bathroom. And you had to put in a request to go there once a week. And it's nothing but books.
Mhm.
How you know where to start at? You fresh out the projects. Never
Yeah.
know about no law. So I tried it at first in the county jail to understand my case. But I go to a bathroom where there's one clerk in there. He said, "What book you want?" I don't even know where to start at. Hey man, give me a book about the crack law. What are you talking about? The crack law?
yeah,
Right? So they don't. I don't know. So
Yeah.
now I just have to lean on this lawyer, and I'm hoping that she has my interests at hand.
Mhm.
And it got so confusing. I'm like, damn, I'm just finna go to trial, man. hopefully the appeal courts to see where everybody made mistakes at, and they'll figure the shit out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Which it don't go like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you don't put it on the paper accurate, the appeal court is not gonna say, "Oh, you didn't do this accurate. This is what you need to put on the paper." No,
Mm.
you have to do your due diligence. You got to. It's
Mhm.
like a maze. You got to figure it out.
Mhm.
It took me 19 years to figure it out. I finally got 7.5 years off me after 19 years. That's how long it
Wow.
took me. hmm
Damn,
So
man.
that was the biggest challenge there. Yeah.
And do you feel like us as black men, black women, or you know what I'm saying, minorities, do you feel like once we get to that level, right? God forbid anybody that did, but get to that level of trial or anything, do you think they just throw heavier sentences?
Well, it's been documented.
Hmm.
Who brought it out was President Obama, and at the time we had an Attorney General called Eric Holder.
Harry Holder, yep.
He was an ex federal judge,
Hmm.
and what he said that when a black or a brown person, meaning a Puerto Rican or Cuban,
Hmm.
you know, when we go to trial and we lose, he said they got a different set of laws under the desk, right? It's
Mm,
crazy. This what the Attorney General said. He
yeah.
said they have a different set of laws for us under the table that's meant to give us the maximum penalty involved. But he said for if our white counterpart goes to trial and lose, they got a different law that they sentence them up under. And he showed statistics. He showed data. So they
Yeah.
came up with this clemency program
Mhm.
because here it is. We got the first black president, and we have this attorney general that used to be an ex federal judge. He know what they was doing.
Mhm.
So Obama, at that particular time, his reign, his 8 years, he gave like 1,700 people clemency
Mhm.
for a range of you didn't just have to be charged with drugs. You know, you could have been charged for a robbery, but he know that any charge that we have as black and brown men and women, if we oppose the government, far as we don't accept a plea offer or we choose to go to trial, that they was gonna go up under the table and bring
Yeah.
out a different set of laws, bring out a different set of sentencing laws,
Hmm.
right? And they put it out for the public to see. That's why they passed a law called a Fair Sentencing Act of 2010.
Mhm.
That's why they named it the Fair Sentencing Act. They tried to make it consistent across the board. Even
Hmm.
if you went to trial, they couldn't underhand you no more,
Yeah.
you
Mm.
know. And that's when after that, if that didn't get you out, they had a little catch-all net where he said, okay, put your petitions in, and I'm gonna give you guys clemency who was caught up in that trap. So of course I put in like three clemencies. But what
Mhm.
was going on, you had a lady by the name of she worked for the attorney general office. Her name was Yates. Her name was Sally Yates, Sally Gates. She was intercepting the clemencies,
Mhm.
and
Mm.
she was, yeah, she was intercepting the clemencies, and she was saying, hey, y'all trying to let too many people out because they have to go through so many hands before it get to the president, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Definitely.
She was the last person it gets to before it gets to the president. What she was doing, she was shredding them. She
Wow.
she went
Wow.
shredding clemencies. So Obama in 2015, the lady who he put in charge of this here went and told him, and he got her out the way. So what happened, three of my petitions hadn't got shredded during that time, and I didn't have
Wow.
enough time to put in the fourth one because he was Trump was finna come in, right?
Hmm.
Mhm.
So what happened when Trump came in, guess what he did? He fired her off the rip. Sally Gates. He got rid of her just because he just Trump just a clown. He just got
Mhm.
rid of because she worked for Obama. Get out of here.
Yeah.
But that's karma,
Mhm.
right? She was doing all that wrong. The man told her, everybody with a crack sentence, give me their case. I'm gonna give them clemency. She
Yeah.
felt as though, hey man, you shouldn't do that. And they got rid of her. Yeah, yeah.
And I got another question for both of y'all. Um, why do you feel like when black and brown go to trial or
Hmm.
anything like that? Because I done heard stories, and I'm actually in law school. Like you said, it's definitely a different lingo, and that's the
Yeah.
one of the reason I went. I decided to go because I'm like, look, man, I need to be able to teach this to my family, and my daughter's kids, whatever. Lord's willing, give me the breath to be on this earth. But why do you feel like they pull out that other book for us and say, hey, look, we got a whole different way we finna, run this trial with you guys and
Mm.
give heavier sins? Why do you guys feel like, okay, they pull out that book?
I'm gonna get a little deep with y'all guys, all right? Because
Okay.
this something I studied while I was in there too.
Okay.
The science behind it, all right?
Hmm.
You know, you have white couples. You have white couples, you know, before they choose to have one child, they have to get a college degree. That's how they was raised.
Hmm.
Graduate from high school, go to college, get your degree,
Mhm.
marry little Johnny. He has his doctorate degree. Then y'all have a baby, right?
Hmm.
Black and brown. We speaking of Spanish and black people.
Hmm.
We start having kids damn near in high school.
Yeah.
We don't wait to go to college. We start having kids in high school or whatever, right?
Hmm.
So it's so many of us, right? So they need to slow down this birth rate, right? They need to slow down this birth rate with the blacks and the brown. How
Hmm.
can they do it? We need to start passing laws to lock these people up, the males up, because they producing too much at a higher rate. In a
Hmm.
minute, we're gonna be the minority and they're gonna be the majority, right?
Mm.
So back in the days, they had what you call back in the slavery days, they had what you call black laws that target black men. We can look at a white woman the wrong way. They lock us up because why? We was buying up property, we was making kids. Hey, y'all getting a little uppity. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Now, fast forward to the day, you pull beside this white guy, he's in a truck, a F-150, but I got me a Benz. What
Hmm.
the hell? And I got a lot of kids too, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they like, man, this nigga here, he stand in the same neighborhood we stay in.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Got five fucking. What the fuck do we do for a living,
Mhm.
right? So they lock us up to slow that down. That's when they went passing laws. If you notice what's going on now, they so strict on these abortion laws because yeah, them white girls were getting pregnant when they was young, right?
Hmm.
But guess what? They wanted them to have them babies. But them girls were
Yeah.
like, no, I got to get my education. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I'm finna have abortion. So they passed these laws so they can't get that abortion because they need to produce more of them. Because when you
Mm.
It's
technically,
not.
when you yeah, technically when you look at man, you got black faces everywhere now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So they realize, man, and look at how many Puerto Ricans coming over here. Look how many people crossing the border, brown people. So we just gonna keep producing black and brown. In a minute, like they say right now, the white man is the minority.
Yeah. They've been
Hmm.
saying that for a while. They about to
The
be a
white
minority.
man, they
And
don't like that.
not even to the blacks, to the Puerto Ricans. Like
That's that's right.
they about to take over. So
Hmm.
That's that's right.
yeah.
So the only thing they can do is lock us up at a mass rate, right?
Yeah.
So they came up with what you call the crack law. They came up with the crack law, and they came up with a lot of little petty other laws too to
Yeah.
kind of lock us up for a year or 2 years. Because if you 20 years old, between 20 and 30 years old, in a year time, you probably got you two, three girlfriends.
Mm.
Hmm.
You probably done knocked up two of them, got a baby, got two of them pregnant. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's how the majority of dudes moving out here. They say
Yeah.
if we get this boy off the street for a year or two, we don't got to worry about him making two or three kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, And that's the reason I think that they give us those harsh sentences. Look at me. I was 25 when I went.
Mhm.
You know how many kids I had in my loins? I'm
Yeah.
50 now.
Yeah.
If I would have been out for 24 and a half, I probably had 10 kids. I had four before I went,
Yeah.
right? So they killed that.
Yeah.
I don't.
I got a whole different. I I not, oh, go ahead, my bad. I ain't even cut you off. Go
No,
ahead,
go
bro.
ahead. Let me hear your side. Let me hear what you say now.
Honestly, I think it's a little bit. I think it's what you're saying, but I also think it's when you think about just think about the perspective that you know other races have on us. Not just, and I'm not just talking about America. Let's think about every other country. Their even Africans, their perspective of Black Americans, it ain't good.
Hmm.
It's either violent, it's either we uneducated, is
Hmm.
just like we just animals out here. We got
Hmm.
our pants sagging. The only thing we good at is entertaining and sports. So they looking
Hmm.
at us like we like a product, like we a new iPhone. So we just
Yeah.
we're just a product. So I feel like they're and we're known for violence. That's what
Yeah.
the perspective is like. They're violent. They're uneducated. Um, so I think they to feed that perspective, anybody that's doing that, they're trying to like, all right, we're gonna give y'all a crazy sentence to try to deter everybody else from doing from doing things like that. We want to try to, like Jim Crow laws, we trying to stabilize them. We trying to keep them away from
Right.
everybody else, keep them uneducated. Like you say,
Right.
we're
Right.
getting faces everywhere. There's people like just like saying, like even this circle they get more educated. They
Right.
not falling for the same tricks that it was back in the
Mhm.
day. They not
Right.
falling for the same okey doke. They not saying we're gonna get a 9 to 5 and do that for 40 years and live paycheck to paycheck. We see them.
Mm.
They trying to bring themselves up. They even bring their kids up. You got to
Right.
think when we started, like we started behind the eight ball. We were first of all slaves, so we didn't have
Hmm.
nothing, no education. Then they freed us, and they still kept us from being educated. They still kept
Yeah.
us from And you got to think these white people, they've been had properties, they've been had houses, they've been the same thing. Like let's grow, and
Hmm.
we just now
Realizing it.
2024 exactly getting to
Yeah.
like, oh, we got to get
Hmm.
about even me. I had no idea about credit. What is that?
Hmm.
Yeah.
What's credit? Credit. My credit was
Hmm.
shot first before I even turned 18. My mom already threw that in it was already in the
What?
trash.
Hmm.
So
So
you
I want to
started
build
out.
on what you just said about product. All right.
Hmm.
So it's two sets of people when it come to black and brown, and I can I
Hmm.
can I can contest with you on that. Either you're gonna
Hmm.
be a product of their environment, far as you're gonna be a pawn in this sports industry and make them money,
Exactly.
or you're gonna be what Hillary lost her election on. She called us predators. She called the black men predators. All right,
Hmm.
Mhm.
and if y'all remember when she was running against Trump, they played and you had a lot of black groups. um they was protesting against her and Bill, and they kept playing that clip on TV. Oh, the black male is a predator, right?
Yeah.
They were saying how dangerous and how violent we were, and they
Mm.
passed Clinton passed these three scrap
Oh,
laws,
yeah.
Yep. Yep.
and they said that she was the architect behind it,
Yeah.
right? So that's what she lost on, because she labeled us that predators,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and they passed these laws to lock incarcerate so many of us in '96. That's why
Mhm.
she lost against Trump. They say you're a
Yeah.
liar. They say you ain't
Yeah.
Yeah.
gonna help them dudes in there because you the
Yeah.
one got them locked up. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you say on that. Yeah, either
And
you're
and
gonna
just
be a
like
product or a predator.
Yeah.
what you were saying before, like even the product, like so we locking them up, just like modern day slavery. We paying y'all
Hmm.
85
Mhm.
cent to make
Yeah.
something we gotta pay people on the outside to do like $20 an hour. We can pay
$20.
these.
The job I had in there, I would have been getting paid $60 an hour. I was
Exactly.
a
So we
I
getting you
was a
paid.
I was a project manager. Only
Mhm.
thing I didn't do was go out on site and assess the job. I did everything over the computer. Sometimes
Yeah.
I had a diagram of the whole inside of the office that I'm finna put furniture in, and I had to do the I had to do the billing material, the bill of material. I had to do the invoices on how much it cost. I had to do everything. Keep spreadsheets on all this
Yeah.
here. I'm talking about they running a what you call a multi-million dollar, $450 million a year business.
Mm.
And yeah, if you watch the, I don't know if you've seen the documentary 13th, but like that's what they say. Like they say
Yeah,
we
yeah,
got they got people working and they got privately owned prisons. Like people just buy prisons so they
yeah,
can. It's
yeah.
just like when like made in China. Like we getting this stuff made for pennies.
And they
Yeah.
have to keep a bed count up in there.
Hmm.
When that count, too many people get out. It's on the stock market. That's what they was talking about on that documentary.
Exactly.
It was
Mm.
on. It's on the stock market. When the bed count get too low, they got to lock more people up to keep the
Hmm.
count up. Those
To
private
keep the
owned prisons
production going.
keep that
Yeah.
production going. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know if
So
When
y'all
you
come on.
when you
Yeah.
study the science behind it, you understand why they lock us up.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know if y'all heard of the book, The New Jim Crow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you just touched on it. I read that
Hmm.
book and it's by Alexander Michelle. I
Yep,
think I correct name. Yeah, Alexander
that's her name,
Michelle.
Alexander Michelle. Yep.
Yeah. So she was saying in there basically what Liv's saying, basically saying stating, yo, it's the new, like you said, modern day slavery. It's like, hey,
Hmm.
we throwing them centers, now we can get free, you know what I'm saying? Basically free labor out of them. We throw them a little sense to make it look like it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like we paying them something.
Hmm.
But but we gonna give them these heavy sentences and keep them in there and basically like a sweatshop.
Yeah,
That's
Like,
what it
exactly.
is.
yeah,
That's what it is.
We
yeah,
And
got you in there 24 hours a day. You wake
mm,
up, you go there, you work. We know you gonna be there.
yep,
You showing up every day.
yeah.
yep. When I was in New Jersey, what their industry did, uh they made grenade casings, they made
Mhm,
cables for aircraft carriers and the USSC's ships, right? In Atlanta, they make what you call mail bags that the military carry. You know what I'm saying? That the mail people have. They
mhm,
make uniforms. They make mattresses that the military sleep on, what the prison sleep on. At Coleman, we make all the furniture for the anything the government need. The prisons make.
mm,
It's no factories out here that we can get a job at, right? And say, hey man, I'm finna go in there and get paid $30 an hour and work for the government. Everything the government make, federal prisons are making it. That's how they get enough money to build another prison.
Mm.
Y'all follow me?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Definitely
they
makes
and they use cheap labor to build it. They gonna pay me, you, and him. We gonna start off at 80 cents an hour, and the
Hmm.
max we can get to is $1.30, $1.65, something like that. That's with a
Hmm.
bonus. But listen, on the street, they would have to pay a pedestrian $60 an hour.
And you
mm,
and plus that you gotta get. They're gonna supply you a uniform. They're gonna give
Yeah,
you vacation time. They're
right,
gonna give
right.
yeah.
you They're
Health
gonna
Oh,
give
insurance. Oh,
exactly 401
they ain't,
k. They gotta
they
pay
ain't
you
doing
all
that.
that.
They ain't doing none of that. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah,
And
that's cheap labor.
yeah. I stated on the episode a while back. I was reading something in the book. I forgot what book and I forgot the exact quote. But it basically stated, it said, we're no longer going to be in hoods and robes no more. We're going to be in uniforms, you know what I'm saying? Uniforms, hospital, gowns and shit like that. When I was reading it, I'm like, damn, what the hell? Is
Uh,
basically this basically what they were stating was we're no
um,
longer gonna be the KKK. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how they use the traditional wear.
oh, you quoting. I know what you quote. You
Yeah,
quoting the first black Supreme Court justice. He said the KKK no
yeah,
longer are in white robes.
mhm,
They in white sheets. They in black robes.
robes.
You
Yeah,
you
yep,
talking
there you
about
go.
what his name is, our
Dang, what
first
I
black
forgot where.
Supreme Court justice. His name Marshall, Thurgood
Yeah,
Marshall. That's his
yep, there
quote.
you go. Yep, there you go.
That's
And
his
I couldn't
quote.
think of I couldn't think about I was when I was last time we was on here, I mean, I was like, dang, where did read this at? And I'm
Thurgood
trying
Marshall. That's his
to, yep,
quote. He said they no
exactly.
longer in white. They no longer in white sheets. They are in black robes.
Mm-hmm.
He's seen the laws firsthand. He went through it. He was an advocate. Matter of fact, he was down here in Florida with that Rosewood incident.
Mm-hmm.
when they
Okay.
came, yeah, when they came and slaughtered some black dudes
Yeah.
down here in Rosewood, he
Mhm.
became attorney for these dudes down here. That's how he got his name. And he had the police had got off. He kept getting off. He kept getting off, and he wound up getting the police convicted. But they later released him. But anyways, that's how he got his name and went on to be the Supreme Court justice. But he went through the system, the penal system. He realized that, man, goddamn, these people, the KKK is in the system.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They done took off the white sheets and put on black robes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He gave us ups way back then. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So
And
now
you
you
see
know what you're up against. That's what you're fighting against.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
You know them.
that's the hardest thing to get younger people to see because they're still showing us,
Knucklehead.
they still it's not even there. It's they're in the projects. They're seeing, okay, how can we get this the quickest way possible? They're seeing their
Mhm.
mom or dad, doing similar activities or not,
Yeah,
really getting that education, and they're seeing their friends do the same thing. So it's like, they
yeah,
putting us they surrounding us with, that's all you seeing. You can't see the light. When you also all you see is darkness, that's what you sort of follow suit, and
yeah.
that's what we're
It's
doing. So that's how it's a funnel. They just
yeah,
funneling
yeah,
all of them too. And it's like we have to, do more, waking, the youth up because it's hard out here. It's hard to,
Yeah.
especially there's still people telling you like you ain't good enough and you ain't cool enough, you
Mhm.
ain't doing this. You soft. You trying to get. Even growing up, they tell you like, oh, if you doing something smart, oh, you ain't cool. You getting
Mhm. Back in
A's,
the
that ain't cool. You
hmm,
getting
yeah,
you doing stuff with
yeah,
your, you going to work, that ain't cool. You ain't cool. You
yeah,
ain't with us. So it's like you got to make a choice whether am I gonna be cool or am I gonna try to, and it's more people, like you say, it's more people trying to be cool. It's more people trying to, let's go
yeah,
out there and get these women. Let's do, do this, get these
yeah.
kids, even having kids early, it's a trap. It sets you up. Now you
It's
gotta, now you starting off behind the eight ball. You gotta work. You gotta try to. You can't. You live your life in a way that's like free. You sort of chain down. So
hmm.
yeah,
Hey, when I first listened to you guys' podcast, that was I think that was Thursday, man.
Mm.
It was so enlightening. I was so impressed, man. I'm saying, damn. I mean, I ain't know the dudes. I mean, it was on this conversation, on this talk like this here, all right? Because everybody I've been talking to, it's like, bro, it's like, man,
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Trust me,
can't even
we
explain
know.
it, right? But I'm explain something to you two guys, all right?
Uh-huh.
The work is plentiful here. Like you said, you got all these young dudes down in the hood, that need brothers like us to help them.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the labor is few. You
Mm,
have you don't have enough of us
Yeah.
because they done set up a caste system, right? That that then influenced our neighborhood so bad that it's damn near on a downward spiral. And
yeah,
Yeah.
for and to reverse it, man, it's gonna take a village.
yeah,
And like I said, the label is few
Yeah.
yeah.
because you have this carrot being dangled over here. You can get it the quick way this way, boy.
Mhm.
And you have guys like us saying, "Hey, don't bite that carrot." Man, what
Yeah.
the hell
Yeah,
you think? No, 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 man. I'm starving. I need to get this here right now.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
and
if
it's
you can
it,
only
it's
get one, that's a blessing.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I said. Yeah, and it's tough because they're like you say, it's not many of us and too many of them. It's
Right.
it's too
Yeah.
many of them just telling them, nah, that ain't the way. Get it this way or do it this way or
So you have
Yeah.
to
this.
move like a sniper. You
Yeah,
Yeah.
got to get one at a time.
yeah,
Mhm.
Just
exactly,
one.
Yeah.
Just
exactly.
one. And hopefully that one can get somebody else, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's how you have to move out here now. So
yeah.
yeah,
So
man.
that's why,
It,
yeah,
it
when we like, so my bad, boy. Oh, introduced this to me. I'm like, man, I'm a person. I stay in my own lane. I do my own thing. I'm like, nah, I ain't
yeah,
trying to be in the front running. Like, nah, I just do I got,
yeah,
but I'm like, damn, we got, now we able, like you say, with the internet and things like that, we able to broadcast. We not,
right.
we don't have to walk down the street and say, hey, young man, or see you doing this. We can shoot this out to the world and say like, hey, if you looking for knowledge, you can just grab this. You know,
That'll
you
Yeah.
be
can just
yeah.
hold
That's
on to this, and you
this a
can
beautiful
just
thing. This a
yeah,
beautiful
you can
thing.
just take this message and just like your message can get sent to like even that somebody that's in there, they can see this and like, damn, all I
Hmm.
gotta do is
Yeah.
if it give them one more day, like I'm gonna do is just put my head down and keep going, man. Like he made
Hmm.
it out, he doing something
Hmm.
positive with himself. Like
Hmm.
I can do the same thing. And when you make the story more relatable, sometimes we get people that advocate for us, but they haven't been through the same thing as you, so it's unrelatable. You like, oh, he had this certain situation. He ain't have it like I had it. But when you see somebody did 24 years at 25, it's hard to say you can't do it. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
hard to say like, nah, that ain't for me.
Mm.
You
Mhm.
You
got to
can do
stand
it.
up. Yeah, you
Yeah.
got to stand up and say like, man, I
You
can
can
do
do
this.
it. You just have to stand on business, man. Just like
Yep.
I said at first, when you go in there and you realize this is not the life for me, this is not the life I was meant to live, you have to stand on that every day. Every day you get out that bunk and put them 2 feet on the ground, boy, you got to walk and stand on that, and they ain't gonna do nothing but respect you. But when
Yeah.
you waver, you dib and dab over here, and that's when you talking about, nah, I'm this type of dude over here. Nah, you gonna get tested. You gonna get tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man. This here, this is deep. And it got me thinking about my boy Al one day. He called me when you said you get tried. He called me one day and he was just, you make the quick phone call. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what's going on? He was like, bro, hey man. Then he was like, hold on. And he in the background. He's like, bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I'm gonna tell you right now. This my brother on the line. He gonna send it. He gonna send it. And I'm like, what's going on, man? Like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But he like,
I
man,
already
man,
know.
yeah. He like,
I
bro, I got
already know.
yeah. And so I said, yo, put him on the phone. Put him on the phone. Hey, what you need? Okay. Hey, I'm send it right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I said, bro, I don't even want to ask no questions. I don't want to know what's going on. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
just send it because seem what I'm hearing don't seem good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, and he young. Like you said, y'all
Yeah.
going there young. He like, I don't know, he don't know his next steps. And like you said, get to talk about his attorney to go that way. I called this attorney or
Yeah.
personally. I
Yeah.
called his attorney personally, and I'm saying, "Look, man, I'm CEO of a nonprofit, just getting started, whatever. But we also do check-ins. We want to check in on Alvin Keys, figure out what's going on with his case. Could you explain what's going on? Let us know what's going on." She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna call you back." Hung up.
Right. Because that what you call lawyer and client privilege.
Yeah,
She can't discuss that with you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Even if you was his dad,
Hmm.
Mm,
she'll back door and try to just feel you, but really it's lawyer and client privilege. If it was told that she discussed his legal business with you,
Hmm.
she would get disbarred, right?
Yeah,
So
integrity. Yeah,
that's probably why she didn't call you back. But
yeah.
the key is, like I said, he has to do his due diligence.
you got to
Hmm.
put in the work.
How he put in the work, right? The best thing he can do if he don't understand, no question is a dumb question. He need to ask,
Yeah.
whether it be you, because you out here, you have resources too,
Hmm.
um, all type of legal services on the web,
Yeah.
right? And in the legal services that's on the web will answer the questions for you.
Hmm.
You will put in a question, hey man, dealing with a legal search and seizure. What's the process? What's the law behind? And it'll break it down. So he got to use the people that's available to him to
Yeah.
help him other than that lawyer, and he
Mhm.
have to ask questions. If you don't ask questions, you'll never learn.
Yeah.
That's
It's
the
a
whole thing. Just depending on a lawyer just sitting back,
yeah.
it's not gonna work. He got to ask those tough questions. What this mean? What they mean by this legal analysis, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, that's what he have to do.
Yeah. And that's what
Hmm.
I sent him a long little letter yesterday. And I just sent him, I said, yo, this you need to do that basically. Do
Hmm.
your part. Don't be taking nobody word for anything. And I
No.
said, don't sit back. He's like, man, being doing 10 years, he done did 10 years in there. He's like, doing 10 years, it makes you give you PTSD and make you delusional. And I was like, "Yeah, I totally get it. I totally
Hmm.
understand." I said, "But you trying not to see 10 more, right?
Right. There go you. Yeah. You
And
better come up out that
yeah,
PSD, PTS or whatever. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I say you
Fuck,
not.
you ain't time to get that. You know
That's
what
what I'm
I'm saying?
saying. I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, we not trying to see you in there 10 more. So we gonna have to pull up out that shit there. And he
Mhm.
like, yeah, okay, man. I'm okay. I said, man, you can do whatever you gotta do. Give me your information, send it to me, mail it to me, and
Mhm.
can hand it to attorney. But I can't hand them nothing if they don't know what happened or you know what I'm saying, your side or nothing. I say they asking me, well, what happened? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I said, I don't know what
Mhm.
happened. All y'all can do is go by the case, pull it up, look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then you can see if you can take it or not. And he's
Yeah.
like, I said, but if you got time to call me, reach out to that attorney, get some time, reach out to him, talk to
Yeah.
him
Yeah.
one on one. And he
Yeah.
just, I don't know. I'm like, you getting caught. I said, well, I'm gonna keep praying for you, but I'm gonna be on you too. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's how you
Yeah.
measure it, I'm on you. I'm on you.
Mhm.
Man, the last question I want to ask, taking a little pivot turn is because we do this thing like check-in, how has your mental been? How has it been since of making that transition out or making that pivot out? How's your mental and things been during that time?
Um.
During this time. Sorry about that.
Um. Being in there that long, like I said, I found ways to navigate without getting myself in trouble. So one
Mhm.
of the ways that I found that was really effective was just being I'm gonna just keep it frank, antisocial. I didn't
Yeah.
socialize too much with people unless I felt comfortable enough to where you was on the same page with me.
Mhm.
We was on the same mission of getting out of prison. We ain't on that bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's very few dudes that's like that in there. So basically, I wasn't a sociable person. So
Mhm.
once I got out, um, I didn't know that I picked that trait up once I got out.
Mm.
I found myself sitting in the house around my family and everybody laughing and talking,
Mhm.
but I'm quiet.
Yeah.
And really I'm mean mugging, but I can't see it, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can't see it because I've been wearing this look on my face for so many years. That's a defense look. Letting the
Mhm.
Hmm.
dude, hey, don't fuck with me. I ain't trying to rap. But I
Yeah.
don't know that I have this look,
Mhm.
right? So when I get home, not only do I have this look, but I'm not laughing and talking like everybody else. But I'm
Yeah.
thinking I'm normal. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
that was your normal.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that's right. I'm thinking, but my lady's saying, damn, you act like you don't want to be here. You act like you're not happy. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? I love it here, man. This shit paradise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Really.
This shit, you know what I'm saying? But so she get what she went doing. While I'm chilling on the couch looking at TV, or just sitting there while they enjoying themselves, she taking pictures of me.
Oh,
She
let
taking
you get that self-reflection.
and she say, look how you look. You ain't happy. I say, what the fuck? So it made me examine myself now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, bro, I have to look in the mirror and I have to smile.
Yeah.
I have to retrain myself to smile over again.
Yeah.
Right. So that was one of the challenges, right? My next one, I found myself saying dumb shit like this here. Instead of me saying, baby, you put some more food on my plate. I might be in a restaurant. I say, hey, man, uh, let me get some off your tray right quick. Understand?
Yeah.
Understand? You know what I'm saying? That's hey, look, man. It's funny, man. That shit crazy.
Yeah.
But you say tray in the cafeteria so much.
Yeah.
That shit was just like natural. And my little
Yeah.
girl look at me and like, tray? Eric, that's a plate.
Yeah.
Baby, you gotta tighten up. We go out to dinner, me and her together, and they probably bring us some wine. I
Yeah.
probably done finished my wine, and the lady come back and say, "Sir, do you like another? Do you like some more?" I like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Pour me another cup of wine. And my girl look
Mhm.
at me like, "What the glass, not a cup?"
Yeah.
All these, you see these little small things though.
Yeah.
People notice them, right?
Yeah.
So me transforming, trying to conform back to the lingo that I'm supposed to be speaking. That's been a challenge, man.
Yeah.
That's been a challenge, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest challenge I done had. Yeah,
Yeah.
that right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What my dad used to call institutionalized?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The word you say.
And
Go ahead.
sometimes we be in denial.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's that. Yep.
Yeah. So, question another one. What about like PTSD or anything you find yourself like in that area of struggling? 'Cause I know my boy mentioned to me
So
yesterday. I'm like,
yeah, so that happened with a lot of guys
yeah,
in my situation that been down long like me. But
mm,
where that comes from when you don't have nobody on the outside to keep you mentally stable, you know,
yeah,
keep you in the loop with family, kids, social events. You know what I'm saying? We can
yeah,
watch the news all day and but talking to somebody and y'all just kicking it, about it and just keeping yourself updated on just social events and family, you become numb to all that. So you'll get out of here, man, and you'll stick out like a sore thumb.
mhm,
Yeah.
You won't even be able to get in no relationship, let alone be around functional people. Yeah, you suffering from PTSD, so because you used to a certain type of people, a certain type of environment.
Yeah.
mhm,
So
Yeah.
some people,
Atmosphere. Yeah.
yeah, some people just get so fed up with being free. They like, man, fuck that, man. I don't got no bills to pay if I go back in there, man. I get 3 meals a day. I get free medical. I get free dental. I'm going back to prison, man. This shit too hard out here, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or some say, man, I'm finna go to Social Security building. I'm finna get me a free check because I'm fucked up.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can't work. I'm finna go get me a check $900 a month. I say the devil a lie. That won't be me,
Yeah.
right? Bitch, I'm smart. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
Yeah.
No, you don't got to worry about me suffering no shit like that.
yeah,
No, you know what I'm saying? So I did come out with, like I said, I talk that prison talk sometime,
mhm,
but I'm catching myself now, right? So you know,
most
and by
definitely.
me and by me being in the workforce, I have to be real careful on how I
Yeah.
talk. You know what I mean? I'm a
Yeah,
supervisor
yeah,
over a warehouse, so I can't be going to these managers and these owners talking some prison shit. I got to be
Yeah.
real careful.
yeah, most definitely,
Yeah, you have to be real careful. Yeah,
most definitely.
yeah.
Man, you know one thing I want to applaud you on as well is a lot of us don't do. You say ego, and I think it comes hand with that is accountability. Like every
Hmm.
time he talked, you said you held yourself accountable for everything that is like, yo, I had to change for this. I had to do that. Look
Hmm.
at myself. I had to change this. I had to do that. I did this. Accountability. A lot of people can't do that. I'm starting to realize. I used to get mad, like, man, motherfuckers don't, man, it's your goddamn fault. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people can't, not even with people that's in the system, with people out here that
I know.
out here, it's like, yo,
Yeah.
you the reason why this happened. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to figure out and starting to learn. Like I had to go to therapy myself when she started telling me, not everybody can do that. That's
Hmm.
not that's not an easy thing to look in the mirror at yourself. So that's one
It's
of the
it's
hardest
not.
things to do. And
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
not.
man.
You know
And
how
I
many times I was in there and it was me that caused the misunderstanding, right?
mhm,
Mhm.
But at the moment, I was so caught up in self, I couldn't even identify it
mhm,
until somebody came in and said, "Hey, check this out. Listen, man, let me talk to both of y'all. Y'all too good, dude. Let me." And they pulled me to the side and they say, "Nah, Eric, man, look, you going too far. That's just wrong." I said, "Yeah." I said, "You," but that pride had gotten away a little bit. So once he pulled me off, and I go do my little quiet time in my room, or I go take a lap, I walk around, think about it, and I'll be like, damn, I overreacted. I
yeah,
did. I have to go back to that guy and say,
yeah,
look, I apologize.
yeah,
My bad. Man, I was wrong. If I offended you, I apologize. Right?
yeah,
In that was a character builder for me. I grow doing that.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? Out here, it's 10 times worse
yeah,
than in there. Because like you said, it's a lot of people. They're not gonna accept their accountability.
mhm,
Yeah.
They ain't gonna put that pride to the side. So You doing everything you can,
Mm-hmm.
but they still say, no, it's you. And they will say, man, that prison out of you. You be like, so what I do now, my defense for that out here, zip my mouth. And I say, you right. And I
Mm.
try to find a better way to make them feel comfortable around me.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can do.
Yeah.
Say less, and just try to figure out what's a better way to make that person feel comfortable around me instead of me trying to defend myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna let you trample over me though. But what I'm
Yeah.
gonna do, I'm gonna disengage this confrontation right quick by
Mm-hmm.
closing my mouth. Right?
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's some knowledge, man. Because now, nowadays, me, I don't know if you remember, Liv, but we was talking about that when you do that, they'll say what is alpha and beta
Yeah.
mess,
Yeah.
and I was like,
Yeah.
yo, sometimes I don't want to be no alpha today. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Now
Hmm.
I had a close somebody I respect a lot um come at me with some beta, like, oh, you being a beta type, and I'm like, first I didn't even know what is even that. So I didn't even take it as hard as I did at first because I'm like, I don't even know what that is. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I'm gonna just be who I am.
yeah,
Right.
So then I started looking it up because I'm like, I don't know, something was in me just like. So then when I looked it up, it even hurt me even more because I'm like, this
now you
what
done
you,
Yeah.
put the
yeah, this
definition
what you
to the
think of
word.
me, yeah,
Yeah.
this what
Yeah.
you see me as. So I tried to, and the first initial reaction is your pride, like, nah, I'm not that,
Yeah,
I'm not
Yeah.
that person, I'm not, I'm this, I perceive myself as this. So,
Yeah.
um and it took me a couple days, and I had to reconnect with that person, like, this is how you really feel, this is what you meant to say. So, anyways, we ended up squashing that because they, certain people feel like if you don't move the way they would move in a
mm-hmm.
situation, then you're not standing on what you need to stand on. It's like, nah, I don't need to.
No, no,
I don't
no.
have nothing to prove to somebody.
Uh,
I can choose, like you say, I can choose. My defense is not to be physical. I just need to disengage. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this is not my.
yeah. That
This
make you a
ain't
born.
working.
That make you a born alpha when you do that.
Yeah, they
When
Yeah,
like
you
this.
when you when you know where you going and how you got to navigate through it,
yeah,
that makes you an alpha.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
A beta to me is a person who follows.
yeah.
Yeah,
Who follows. He
mm-hmm.
Well,
don't he
yeah,
he or she can't think for themselves.
Yeah,
But when you know how to navigate, I see when I heard y'all two talking,
mm,
I say these some bad young dudes, man. Imagine when y'all turn my age 50, 55.
yeah,
Man, listen, the average man and woman, they have to be on point messing with y'all too.
yeah,
They're gonna have to be on
we
point because y'all
yeah we
conscious. That make y'all alphas.
We
yeah,
we try, man. We even go at it sometimes.
yeah.
We
We
go. We
do.
have we.
Hmm.
People think we peaches and cream, but sometimes we be,
When
we
this camera
be,
on.
yeah, we be, we the iron be sharpening the iron
That's
sometimes.
right. I
But
was finna say that iron sharpen iron, man.
Yeah,
so
So
yeah,
man, that's
we
what's up.
be, but
Hmm.
it's never in a disrespectful way
yeah.
or.
That's
Never in a
right.
disrespectful way.
But
Yeah,
when you
Yeah.
have somebody that do challenge your ideas, they not know, we both two men that we not know yes, and we not gonna be like just agreeing just because you said something. We gonna,
Hmm.
even, a little younger than me. So even I had to even tell him that. Like, we used to work for a company that was, I was a, store manager, and I was, bringing him up, we was both working through the levels, and I didn't even tell them, like, I had to tell them, like, man, don't just be taking their word for it. Don't just be, just because they're in a position that you're not. I told them, like, get that book, man. They got books on
mm-hmm.
this stuff.
Yeah.
They got the rules. Like, we both can know the rules. It's not just this
Hmm.
person tell you what to do and then you just follow it. Like, nah, get these rules out. Like, we all got to follow these. So, you
Hmm.
know, and so that's what sort of put us in a position to be. And obviously, when we were eight, I met him when I was like, what, 19, 20. Like, I had a whole different mindset. I wasn't on this at all. I just, we just got on this like
A couple years ago.
yeah,
COVID. I say
exactly.
COVID during COVID. That was
Yeah,
a good
so
time. That was a
so it
good time.
wasn't exactly. So it wasn't. I wasn't
Mm,
always on. You know, even knowing like mentally how you feeling is that important. Feeling down or was whatever situation it is, or trying to discover yourself and even being a man. Like what I didn't have a father figure. So what's a man? Like what's that? What does that even mean? You raising a son, and
mhm.
you navigating through those things, and it's like
Wow. Yeah.
it's difficult. It's even on the outside. Like so I can only imagine 25 inside when you don't have no real people. That's like like you say when 95 or the percent of the people are on some like
Bull crap.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they depressed, they down,
Depressed. Yeah.
they
They
giving they gave up. They out. So it's like
man.
you're not able to isolate yourself and say like I'm gonna be in my own lane and zone. You got to constantly, continuously deal with these people on a daily basis, and
Yep.
so it's like, I can only imagine, saying so like, I'm just, I'm happy for myself. I'm still not where I want to be, but I'm just trying to
Mhm.
get, people to you know, anybody I can reach to get to even what I know. Like if I can teach you somebody at 17 what I know at this age, like think
Mhm.
about the heights they'll be when I'm same thing your situation. Think about the heights they'll be when they get to my spec about
Mhm.
credit, we talk about the same thing: credit, finances, mental health, relationships. We try to like tap into like every single situation so we can like our motto is educate the past, present, and future generations. So you're not
Yeah.
too old and not too young to try to get to
Mm,
the level of awareness that we trying to get to. And yeah, I appreciate you hopping on with us,
that's
man, and
Yeah,
and
man. That's
and
I
telling your
enjoyed this.
story,
Yeah.
because it takes a lot to even tell that story. Some people try to bury that. They
Mhm.
try to like, I ain't talking about this, ever
Yeah.
yeah.
again. So um and especially the trials and tribulations you had to go to, because those things it's not easy to discuss. It's not
For
easy thing
real.
Nah.
to bring back up and rekindle, especially when you actively trying to, like you say, change, get that, you got to be a different person. You got to you did a 180, you got to do another 180 back
Mhm.
in to try to
Mhm.
put yourself back in position where, mentally where you feel like, okay, I'm in, like you say, I'm in a different situation. I got to smile more. I got to be more,
Right.
engaged. I got to let my defense down a little bit. Not too much where I'm like letting stuff slip, but it's like, it's a
Mhm.
constant, cat and mouse game where you got to try to, I tell people all the time, putting yourself in the middle, and that's how you got to live your life is very difficult. It's easy to just go on one side or the other, but
Yep.
to constantly ride that middle line to be the best version of yourself is a very difficult, and it's always work. You always got to constantly put in the work to do that. So I don't want to
Yeah.
talk too long. I can, oh no, I can talk for
Yeah.
forever. So
No, we
Yeah.
good.
You good. Yeah.
Yeah. So the last question, we can use this to close out. Um, like I said, and I explained why I created No Cuffs, No Chains, the nonprofit. But I want to ask you guys, man, how can listeners that's listening get involved with advocating for change, reforming the criminal justice system? How do you think that listeners can get involved?
Well, they got what you call a program. I think that's is very. It was very informative. You can follow them. They call it's called Family Against Mandatory Minimums, and they
Oh,
simplify everything for you. The current laws, the laws that's not come have came out yet that they're voting on, and
mm-hmm,
they will actually break it down to where you can really understand it from state to federal, right?
hmm.
And they answer questions like in your cousin or your homeboy situation
Yeah, yeah.
with his charge. You call those people, or you get online and you inquire and you ask him about this particular charge that he has, and is there any laws that's coming out that may help him.
Hmm.
Listen, they probably get his case and look at it and be his lawyer for him. That's
Mm.
how proactive they
wow,
are. That's how proactive they are. They call Family Against Mandatory Minimums. Famm. That's a great program, you
Oh, let me
know.
see about connecting with them.
Yeah, that's a great program, man. Even you can give him their information,
Yeah, I'm
and
definitely
he
gonna.
can he can start right. And what they would do, they would oversee his attorney.
Mm,
Mm.
They will oversee his attorney, and the motion that his attorney is putting in, they'll look at it and they'll let him know, hey, that ain't right, that ain't right, that ain't right.
yeah,
Especially if he have someone on the outside that's trying to be proactive in his life. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? With his case, they will make sure that he's getting a fair shot.
Okay,
Uh-uh.
yeah.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I might see if we can, cause I would just sit down with an individual a couple days ago. We doing a business model for the nonprofit, and we
Hmm.
looking at like different organizations we can partner with
Hmm.
doing that. Like, cause I told him, I said, man, I want to grow this thing. He's like, how big do you want to grow this? I said, pretty big. You know what I'm saying? I
Hmm.
want there to have communities for individuals that get out. You know, they can stay here as long as they work, go to school, do what they need to do to evolve their life. He said, yeah, keep thinking bigger. Like he just
Hmm.
the way he get my mind is just going. He said, keep
Yeah,
thinking bigger. You ain't thinking small. We thinking big with this. And he was like, well, think who you can partner with. And that seemed
yeah.
like a good per company,
That
you know.
that's an excellent one because not only they got an office right inside of the U.S. Capitol.
What? I
Right, right, right. This how serious they is. They have an office. They are a nonprofit organization with an office right inside of the U.S. Capitol, right? And their mission is to help basically poor people, black, brown, right? That's getting long, harsh sentences, mandatory minimum sentences,
wow.
and when when a person that's inside have someone on the outside
Mhm.
that's supporting him, getting in contact with fam,
Yeah.
they're more they more they gonna help that person inside more. Yeah, they're gonna be
Mm.
more, responsive to that person. Yep.
Man, see,
Yeah.
this was a good this was a good one, man.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm definitely gonna send him this information, and I'm gonna send him this link to this episode so he can sit back and watch it.
Yeah.
And, and we appreciate you that. What about you, Liv? What you think we could do?
I mean, honestly, I feel like we just do more. Do as far as like helping, I think the first, I think what we can do, is prevent
Mm,
people from even entering,
yeah,
those situations. So I think we're on the, outside, so we can do just help more people avoid situations where they're getting themselves in trouble, just building themselves. And I think it's all mentally, building yourself
yeah,
mentally,
Yeah.
putting those things, because that's what, really get us in trouble. You trying to, you know, your pride is in the way. You trying
mm,
to, step on somebody's shoes, or you trying to get something, do things the fast way, easy way. Um,
yeah,
just preventing those things. And then same thing, like when people are in the inside, just getting connecting with people that have been in those situations and came out and prevailed, and showing them like there is a way out, there is a plan. As long as you stick to it, you can do it. And it's not, it's not too many in building with people that are on the same mindset. Even when, like Eric said, even on the inside, like getting with people that's like-minded
yeah,
and able to, you know, get on your level and teach you things that, see things from different perspectives. So,
Right.
and
Right.
even, Eric's wife's like, that's Janine, like that's what that kept that was
yeah,
his care, that kept like, okay, his own mindset, and saying like, okay, I got there's light outside of this.
yeah,
I
Hmm.
think a lot of people lose that when that light goes out. It just is dark, and all you can see is dark. So
Yeah.
preventing that, advocating for that, more people, showing people more of
support.
what the possibilities are out there. So that's
Hmm.
all I feel.
Yeah, most definitely. And I feel like just to add to that, not to make it long, like I was telling on another podcast, it's like, man, my dad came in my life at the right time. You know what I'm saying? I might have
Yeah.
lost a few years with him, but he came in my life when I was like 10 years old. But he came in at the right time. When I say that motherfucker was strict, my
Yeah.
aunt was strict, but she a woman, I'm a
Right.
boy,
Right.
we gonna keep trying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I say that motherfucker was strict, when I
Yeah.
say but he also when I got a certain age, he was real. Like, hey, certain
That's
shit I
right.
ain't helping you with, but mama gonna make sure she, you know what I'm
That's
saying? I
right.
can
That's right.
tell I'm there. No, I
Yeah.
ain't come to get your ass. You can take your black ass over there if you want to. I ain't
Yeah.
coming to get you. I'm gonna let you
That's
sit
right.
for a minute. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I feel like we need that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Some of
Mhm.
us need that shit. We need them,
Mhm.
the strong black man, the strong Mexican man, strong, you know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
need that shit in the household to lead and guide these kids the right way. And even if you say it happened and they don't have it, I had my uncle there. You get what I'm saying? That
Right.
was, yo, hey, hey,
Yeah.
look, man. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
put
Yeah. Yeah.
pause on you. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right. That's right.
Will beat my ass right there in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like,
That's good. That was good.
yeah. So it's like, yo,
Shit.
I'm not saying to the extent of beating my people ass, whatever, but I'm saying
Mhm.
I needed that. I feel like I
That's
needed
right.
as I grew up, I'm like, damn, I needed that shit because boy, I was
Mhm.
hard headed. so,
Mhm.
I feel like we need that. People are trying to get rid of that shit, and I feel like, nah, we some of us need that shit to keep some of
Mhm.
these kids. Cause some of the shit I be seeing these kids doing, I'd be like, yo, what is you doing? Then when you say something, how they respond, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm like, you know what? I'm
Yeah.
gonna I'm gonna walk away from it because you ain't my kid. You know what I'm
That's
saying? You
right.
ain't my
That's
family,
right.
so and I know how this could go, so I'm gonna leave this alone. But I feel like we need that, need to bring some of that back of like
Yeah.
that from the past where we grew up. Yo, bring some of that back. I feel like they trying to get rid of it and making everybody. I feel like they trying to make people so goddamn soft. Like yo, like nah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, is it
Yeah.
nah? Yeah.
They took it out to schools, and
Mm-hmm.
you discipline your child, you able to get locked up, right?
Yeah,
So yeah. Yeah.
yeah, most definitely. But Lil, you got anything else? Y'all got anything else?
Yeah. I just wanna I wanna thank you guys, man, because this something I just want to share. It's like a testimony, you know.
Yeah.
One of my goals is just go back to my old high school, right? I
Mhm.
have a brother-in-law. He's a defensive coach at Jones High. If he can just get me in at least once every other month or something. I'm telling him once, football practice start or
Mhm.
whatever, 'cause I played football, I wrestle, I weight
Yeah.
lift for Jones for 4 years. I'm telling him, just let me come and talk to the kids, man, just one time, and
Uh,
I just want to share something with them, and
yeah.
that'll be a starting point for me,
Yeah.
because I just like I said, we can get if I can just get one, if
Yeah.
you
Mhm.
guys can just get one, that's all it
Yeah.
takes,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
most definitely.
And
It
I think that'll do the job.
yeah,
Yeah.
most definitely.
Yeah.
Who, you said Jones High School. What is his name?
His name Tim. He's a big dog skinned dude, defensive coach named Tim.
Tim.
What's Tim last name? Tim. I forgot his last name. He married to my sister, man.
Okay.
Tim.
Tim. Imma
Tim.
see.
He's yeah.
Imma
Oh,
see
you
if
gonna ask
phone call.
about it? Yeah, ask about it. They're gonna tell you who he is. Yep.
Yeah, 'cause my boy, Kenny Shaw does a lot with, I don't know if you know, we call him Bo Greasy, Bo Jackson.
I went to school with Bo.
Oh, yeah, you know
Bo
Bo
Jack.
Jackson. Yeah,
Bo
Bojack,
Jack.
yeah, we call him
Bo
Bo
Jack.
Greasy when he used to coach
Ask
at
him.
Carver.
Ask him about me. Ask him about Eric. He gonna
Okay.
say, yeah, I know, Eric. But listen, if you guys can get me in a rotation, right? Just with just a group of kids, man, at least once or twice, once every other month or something like that. Just a
Yeah,
starting point, that'll be great, because this is like a talent,
yeah,
right? And you can't put that talent under the bush.
yeah,
When
yeah,
God bless you with something, you got to let it shine. You got to show it off, right?
yeah, most definitely.
And I try to do it just on my daily walk. When I see youth, I try to talk to them. My girl tell me, man, stop that preaching, man. You're doing too much preaching now, but I just call it education. I
Yeah,
call it educating. So if y'all involved in any setting, man, feel free to say, Eric, hey man, you think you can, if it's in my reach, I'm coming.
yeah, most
I'm
definitely,
coming. Yeah,
most
I'm
def
coming.
you just gave me an idea. Imma reach out to a couple that's in Orlando.
Hmm.
Couple friends I have in Orlando that's doing, like, big camps and stuff, and Imma see put it in their ear and see,
Yeah,
get some stuff moving. I guess we done lost Lil. He done phone done went dead.
yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah,
probably what.
yeah. Yeah, but definitely we gonna put some things together, man. Put some things together, and then we definitely gonna stay contact. He got your contact. We
Right.
definitely I told him we gonna create a group message, and we're just gonna, and just be putting ideas in play and getting whatever them ideas, put them in action.
Okay, that'll be great. That'll be
Move.
great.
Okay,
Hmm.
okay, most definitely. Like I said, Mr. Eric, I appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah.
You definitely got a testimony. You definitely, and we gonna try to get this out to every person we can. I'm sending my boy a copy of this. Like, hey, watch
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Okay.
get this out where people can hear this and where we can bring some awareness to some things that's going on.
Hmm.
But like I said, appreciate you, man.
I
Appreciate you
appreciate
coming
you, man.
on, man. We'll do another one and bring you on. I get with Lewis, and then we'll
Okay.
sit down and come up with another one. We'll definitely have you back on.
Okay, brother.
All righty.
Take
You
it
have a
easy, man. Nice being here, man.
all righty. Appreciate you.
Okay then.
All righty.